Brand new year, the year 2021, our first show for the year, a Monday afternoon. Many thanks for joining us. The 4th day of January 2021. Ekosiisen is live and airborne. Y'Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem to yet another amazing edition of our show, live from our national studios at 355 Fanofa Street in Kokomlemle, Accra. And then the day the kanya wodi afidie na to ha 18 ya yeda say esan ema wakwa baby o nyame ayaya dom ye nyina ye hu afefoforo the year 2021. For the whole of this week now we've put together solid programming for you here on Ekosiisen, and officially sharing beginning the year right series no as from today we'll do same, tomorrow we'll do on Wednesday, we'll do Thursday, and then on Friday. And we want you to begin the year right and make sure that the year 2020 will be your best year ever. And I posted something on Facebook just to tell my friends on Facebook about our programming for this week. And I said this year, endeavor to add value to your life. Your personal growth and development should be a top priority. And this should start with what you listen to. That's the media content you consume. So we are inviting you to join us on Ekosiisen this week and for the rest of the year as we commence our Beginning the Year Right series. And the aim is to help you plan and strategize to make 2020 your best year ever. We believe it's possible, but it should start from you taking the right decisions. Indeed, we've lined up some amazing speakers who will be dealing with the issues that affect you and your personal development. My very good friend Richmond Kwame Frimpong would open the series for us today. Topic obeshe beyond New Year resolutions, the complete guide to making 2021 your best year ever. And way any the DBA in beginning the year right series no and Richmond will be joining us in a moment from now here in Komono etumi asheshe. So about him say week him so ankasa no a very packed week. So many political activities. Wachina, for example, SONA, the State of the Nation's Address, President Ebekwa Koma Ewo Parliament. We are on the 7th, swearing in of the president-elect, and also Bebaso again in Parliament. Of course, and the Supreme Court at Nase on the Amewu issue, Ray Sal, and the course also went to me and Twaba, and Adeni Nahon will go to the Supreme Court near the end, a course honor to me at the Abremo. There were some preliminary objections from the, counsel for Omua Edi Asem Eko High Court. Kata say one of the Supreme Court judges then recusing her from the panel. Supreme Court Nemani ruling on that. Yebekoni the details of Bremansana. The substantive case itself, no, Sen Anioma Eko PMO. And runs who himself President in the 21st address to the nation on in response to COVID-19. Now, amongst other things, no can say idea schools sign ABABU from kindergarten through primary to JHS to senior high school to tertiary schools ABA. Timelines, the Ministry of Education at the ABBA, and I would want to help you. Oye mame, oye papa, utiyeme. You're apprehensive. Who there was opesa oye. Be more case okay, me the mama me back to us why you homeschooling kakra, or means mama me back to school. And you want to be assured, say bibia a crojin, bibia edida na kwemo, and then we've put together a good program for you. Yebenya Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Ewo Studio ha. Yebenya a representative from NAT, Ewo Studio ha, and if Yebenya a representative from the Private Schools Association of Ghana. Ewo Studio. We have that solid, discussion coming up later on the show from 4 p.m. Cointemuntion and so MIA. Questions be our for schools are ABB now. Ubetimi Edia Brain. Join us on all our interactive platforms on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. WhatsApp line is here 0546 382 287 0546 382 287. On my hine kwabena asante atena se yenche yede M'Ahiasem segment no ebebrem ansana yede beginning the year right series no atwa. So but first me ko Supreme Court Joseph Akable. Joseph akwa abana pom te saying
Nyame ado bibia bako.
Great. Meaning Supreme Court judgment no on the Amewu issue no omatimi de atoja.
Davi.
Wow.
The court in America and it's a year at 12 noon. Court no say or the judgment no beba but then na Mr. Chachikata wa court na mani sanka court no man ho kwan and other documents be a person the better in court na can change the court na can say sadia or china no by 8:30 a.m. on one home but so bit na file sa documents then in the court na bet na 12 noon na we determine issue. If for some reason, because of documents now by filing in, that's a court mean to make my decision at 12 noon in India, then get 2 p.m. na court no edit decision never back.
Oh, okay, nti yeah, share decision any ochina 12 p.m. And a Supreme Court your decision ebeba. Meaning say ene omo ma kwan ma two lawyers no oral argument. Godfrey Yebo Adame here for about 20 minutes. Chatun so here for 20 minutes, right?
An hour and a half.
No, sir, or requested for an hour and a half. Supreme Court the man.
Man who or argue for an hour and a half to pay.
1 hour 30 minutes. Now, original nice so yeah legal argument.
All throughout.
Wow, really?
Hey,
in the Orie, you know, Godfrey Adame signed by Mubiwana.
Or signed by Mubi responding to one or two issues. Now, answer is getting to our argument to the component. At the start of proceedings, Chachikata can say one of the judges or case and come as lawyers in the case. No more expect to say obeying with him. If it's someone in the one same dia or no any man, same no money no. And man who say I was uncle to meet na case. Now judge where Justice Clemens Onyenuga or yes Supreme Court judge Akufa another Akufa the President of the Republic and I appointed to the Supreme Court. Now and then I say no Okasawi no a presiding judge Justice Appeal bisa a judge no at that point in time as to whether he knows what Mr. Tikata was talking about and a judge can say only moshi the whole no send the Sadia Mr. Tikata is minded to raise an objection and don't proceed to raise the objection. The honor na Mr. Tikata bought court na man yes. A yes sir Justice Oyenuga or see he has a long-standing friendship with Energy Minister John Peter Amewu.
Madam for partner John Peter Amewu.
South Pepe. As of the court, the man who fire. Obetumi afre adansi for ombela de gina adakem. No ma swear oath I testify to the effect say Justice Oyenuga na downfall any a year John Peter Amewu. And say ube here say ankobetri who say assembly say assembly no more canon. The ultimate beneficiary and I say nipa obesafa from whatever decision the court takes no John Peter Amewu. So only was and Uncle Fabina and the woman here said obey you with him. The honor Mr. Chikata making reference to the Sala case and now the pointer or making it say in that particular case no and Brass Assembly Court died the highest court of the land at the time. Our raising issues about one of the judge having a relationship with the plaintiff who had brought the matter to court. The court allowed for a full trial, even though say eventually the court a release a issue of bias. It doesn't arise. It's not a Kasan Kasadi and a court a man who coin for the full trial to demonstrate that indeed there is some relationship at Jackson Yenuga a work with John Peter Amewu. It's an court in the man who coin say Oti Sassemu. It's a honor Godfrey Adame is sorry to respond to the argument point I will make is in making such a request about Anyakufano. And I was said Mr. Chikata lay the basis for that request to explain say I have evidence and I can lead evidence to show that these people on this particular day met here, they did this and they did that, and so because of that they have a certain relationship. In which case, if I'm given more time, I can produce more evidence to back it. But to simply say, judge will be done for one judge no credit, and then they amounted to substantive allegation to merit a justice of the High Court recusing himself from the case. After a second point, Dr. Damir raised in the High Court assembly court na a year Sound residence. The defendant in that case, a electoral commission, John Peter Amewu, and after Subium, a Attorney General's office. No say Asema or no other better Supreme Court. No. The interested parties in the case, John Peter Mewu and count. It is between the Attorney General's office, and the interested parties, NISR residents, no, are no challenge. Say court me wo to me so obetie asem na nkofo no de akodan a high court na ka no. If you who dey tia John Peter Mewu a onye defendants wa asem nim no. Afi Mr. Tika about the case ono na oye beneficiary from this particular case and tenunti memma just Nyadiga and asem because of a supposed allegation of a friendship. The another court no call recess for about 30 to 35 minutes no. And in it no buy no ruling on the buy and say one, almost say there's no substance in the allegation of bias on level against Justice Onyenuga.
Okay.
And secondly, almost say the interest of John Peter Mewu in this particular case before the Supreme Court is too remote, because what the court is to answer is whether the High Court in Ho has
the jurisdiction
to hear such a case that I'm talking about. And the issue about Mewu is just too remote to this particular issue.
Oh, okay. In the first issue, a Supreme Court consider Ansana almost 30 oral argument on the substantive issue before the court.
No, or can say or assign 20 minutes to lawyers on both sides. Mr. Gofediabo Adamia or the
Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem
to speak. Now, the crux of his argument was point number one, and it said, or say, SAR residents, no. The Supreme Court has already stated that South cannot fall within the whole constituency. If it's a constitution, they say an area cannot fall within two regions. And so if it were the case, South and whole constituency now, then it will mean that it will fall within the whole constituency, which is in the Volta region, and also in the Guan district, which is in the Oti region. And so, or say, any bit constitution 90 point number one, then they say, the SAR residents, they do not have voting rights in the whole constituency. And there was no right for the High Court judge to have sought to protect in the first place, to have proceeded to now grant injunction against the gazetting of John Peter Mewu as the MP elect for Hohoi. Secondly, say the ultimate aim of Mosiki is to have the election taking place on Hohoi to be rerun. That's what they are seeking at the High Court. You know, make key point and they say the rules no HSS or challenge election of an individual as an MP. You have to come by an election petition. I will make a reference to at the PNDC law now a state itself. Such an action against the High Court or for such an action against an election of an individual, you come by an election petition at the High Court. But see, some of my fun, a human rights issue, I'm filing with High Court now. Almost seeking remedies that ought to be granted under an election petition.
An election petition. Okay.
So the High Court does not have the jurisdiction to have proceeded to even hear that matter. And then I make an interesting point. In the Attorney General's view, the EC was actually wrong in writing that statement. I can't say to me voting in the parliamentary elections. Or see, as far as or no, as Deputy Attorney General is concerned, they should have been allowed to vote in the Buem constituency. And only the idea, on the as far as no economic idea, and the Buem election results should actually be annulled, because the residents of Sao, who he believes per CI 128, which he told the court that it has been duly gazetted and has come into force, should allow them to vote in that particular constituency, and so not in Hohoi. It's an government that made it to court within 20 minutes. And they are not sorry, no can say or be responding, but 20 minutes maybe answer. An hour and a half.
Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem
Yeah, will be at 20 minutes. They say now quite say I'll pay an hour and a half. And I'll say like it's very important and it affects the rights of people. And so if that be the case, he needs an hour and a half. And the court maker said he should proceed to make his argument. Then I started to argue, he said the people of Sao, the AG, by making the point that they were denied the voting in the parliamentary elections, it's an admission that their rights have been breached. And the High Court is the appropriate forum for them to enforce their rights. And that the PNDC law now, Attorney General making reference to say that they should have come by petition. Or say constitution, my whole coin say about human rights issue. High Court there were to me say obedi eno assassin. It's they are in the appropriate forum. And I think so course we say I no more belonging to Hong Kong constituency now. A whole no more to aba. Now in June Supreme Court no I can say Anka is in taking steps to create a constituency for them now is in yen. Sadly, it doesn't mean that their rights should be breached through no fault of theirs. If you are the Anka court no matter who say among gazetteer mewu dia and I say me among gazetteer mewu, all those are matters that he believes said the High Court no is competently clothed with the power to hear the arguments and decide. If the age is minded that I then age about Supreme Court or Wabra ascend that High Court no High Court need to be a TA that we hear no as to what should happen going forward. In John the OGD said in confident right now or maybe breaching the High Court no a appropriate forum or someone who can na omuya. And I don't know after 1.5 hours now tough the outcome in the honor go for damn a sign by will be respond. They say even though the Constitution says the High Court is an appropriate forum to enforce the human rights issues, now it also provides for other enactments or other laws to specify its powers. If you not chair say there's an enactment that allows for an election petition to be challenged through a petition and not as a human rights issue. It is how their court no money Mr. Chikata and no make a point they say CI 128 has been appropriately gazetted. All the copies by a court or the be a year Chikata man is actually can be. If you any China court in the case Sadia, Mr. Chikata said or other documents or personal filing and arguments to support his case that CI 128 as far as is concerned has not appropriately come into force. The Honorable Fedame responded say 128
Ekosiisen M'Ahiasem
for all constituencies. It is our case and bind to force then to Maho Quine Emma and take place there. And they say just say all the constituencies of motor about it and that cannot be the case. And the court and Mr. Chikata and Yapi. In Terona court in the case Sadia at 8:30 a.m. By 8:30 a.m. if lawyer Chikata has any additional documents to file on file now 12 noon court the decision.
Wow. That's a great job, Joseph. My saying we'll pause here and wait tomorrow. Nyame Admo China, your best science wedding komobio. Kudos to you for a job well done. Why? Yeah, that's a pa. Inti Joseph Akable reporting live from the Supreme Court of Ghana and Moten and Kaniti. Yeah, you try China. Says Supreme Court didn't ruling, but at least monya a snapshot of what happened in the court and who two sides of the argument nyinara and at least also no ubetimia geje hu bibia nioma koba. We are waiting on the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, to decide tomorrow. Monshanenso emfa ema Ekosiisen Suni M'Ahiasem FM oman hene kwabena sante atena sedada oman akwaba na pom to saying
well nyame adom bibia eboko
ahode ho
baby ya bedu di enti mi kan say nya ho ni bia bi there's a ahode no wa ma ne bro so it's just because of onyame adom ene ne humo bro we say 2020 dia ibiaba but onyame adom odi akogu ndi ye 2021 one we abeka say what was so but away I can't miss the lectures in your Richmond and they bring last year afisene otumifo metwe montem free ho in fact se man kotwe montem a aka men se sifom indeed I entreat your listeners and viewers no this is another unique opportunity because a consultant or your way for sika but I feel a bia or the beche so I just say and not just jebre na tie de obeka no ye mu bia nya mfaso free ne nkoma odinim. And
I'm excited at the topic I will treat it and say yes, minimum see a movie be now New Year resolutions. But no kase beyond the New Year resolutions, no, the complete guide to making 2021 your best year ever.
Yeah, but
what you go pay paso.
He will be me crano. Obi akrano. Basic one as I say odwene ho. Ansa na nim de for na bebo. Basic one. Say we kremonia. Oni alantem. Enye kama yes we Christiania oni umiame enye more so what you say the akano nimdeafo a physical ones omo nimde na omo be kire. These are the basic things that me say here as a because so sum nyame a sum ni ye sum Allah sumniye we your basic resolution for obi a wa asase so na de ebe komi ye no usika se montoto ye waduane montoto ye odwuma ye montoto ye eno ye wanim de afo bi ho a ombeboa wo am watimi nti na meka say I don't want to miss because me miss ye ba kwa nka investment bi si form say twitwe eka eto form say cha obi na ka wa to form say cha it where the man to form cha na kokoboni mu kura no me ko gine bra me breye no any process am go through no ejina me hu say oyima so trentem we no semensa kosi informa anya afina nka make point Bank of Ghana governor no and as asumesi abayifo bi ofi da bi na ye nimdia me gi ya mentimi entu wana mo ade ba ko so oka obeka wi ya nipa bebri ehu mfa so nse ogine se omogine se kasa saa keke but on gym process say asem na waka no ti se odwan akore green grass ewi okoda ho a opuba no or we na de papa no no or the kodi peduanim by ogi ya ogine saa keke na wati was asempa na oyi osa bayifo so I tell make say one privileged opportunity for Ekosiisen listeners and viewers all over the world to listen and listen well because the basic resolution is that increase your relationship with your maker,
improve it,
and no the key thing do you that spiritual exercise that the physical ones the spiritual exercise cannot do it. To an amount call bank for Zika Kusi, on Concon Timba, and the page of Zika every bottom, and call bank of Ankusi. The old Sika, who say home bound for so into a child baby, I do Sika because where you're physical. It would tear now to one more. The year becomes extremely good for you. And I don't think I'm saying I don't want to miss it because I limited. No nabre. It come more. Just that interesting news around. And more bia gidi bia quarter same day. You need round 1, you need round 2. The final day no, I mo be bua 10 no, and I try say we are 7. Till round 1 and round 2 na be case lawyer mu lawyer. Then nyabotre. We are 7 we are. And you say nkudimdi abotri no e de abo asomasi ana e de abo obentin e say you be pay ono mo de hallelujah 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 no e one no say crucify the Godfather Dami say that young man no oji abasobo de e year on the field that what choose it doesn't make it a conclusion to the case na Ekosiisen Supreme Court no
say and then na preliminary objection to Supreme Court
omonso afa the World Cup na and ye muade enfere ade di atem basa fata cassette ya euro achachuchi kata no when people pay price to serve the country they live in when ya hwiama wase a enya monochrome one professional mu bu omo pa ya lawyer for iti my senior won pa iti omo argue a omo nya afi na we be say wadi nkugo ko body ntwi da bi adwuma no ntete enti wo akire no enkofa time bi ama you don't necessarily have to love a political party even at the point of say ukura wu am a political party a very unnecessary.
But people should even understand
so a very unnecessary
jurisprudence as a country and Sababi drew a ha. Somebody like Chachuchi play critical role.
Yes, no man no should have say. Minimum said this week, you know. Who the abrabo mun se mo bra. Who the man musu komo near spiritual life bre. O man no do bra. E se a twi adwene ba. Eni die ai di ma o man mu mpanyufo. Na mpanyufo so di se eni die no be ma o man mu nkwada. Na afanu nyina ye time bubu ye ho. Na ya hwe ye kasa biem. Very important. A true die ntwato so no adoso. Ade animukura na ye ya mane wom na ani enso ade eti ya ntutu social media ya ntutu sa ne omani ya ni esa ye ne sa ye be hu se there would be any change. It is only in this part of our world and ye koso ye ne omada da na so ye expect say in such beba it's not possible. Eti meni wadwuma eti ha ye infom so ye no 2020 ni nyina no ese se enya ntiase se nipa but we are improving it.
Of course
ese se manukredi edos wo yafa esi enya akukudura eye papa enya akukuduro boni esi ehu asem bre sese ka no ene de eni kwanse ka ma nipa dodo ati it is uncommon we no ana sese sha encourage we say ati atom kra obi one of our major challenges as a man yankasa self discipline na a problem for us
obi o social media etimi tro bibi fa ho pa na say o click na kwhwe nipa ne pictures actually
eti we the kind me yam be pray ho o won komo bibiri oni e be di me sure say dodo na so be for especially self discipline
of course
e be kwa for because they be ada me so fast more can say nyame sumu adwuma anamon bia otu bia no uni hyeso ho pa eno so o tirim na wo ka won say esenka akoto a cockra and so the time does not demand say beto cockra nti pacho o hwe benkum no ahwenifa no pa amani bi dia adjust for the time being with the hope that who save sa cockra sikana debi no obawi amana ide abroso it's very important
instant gratification and delayed gratification
exactly
in the
exactly
what sika kakaba ni nsema kai se kempiski o hoda
sikaba ni nsema obeso ne kwa me despite any doctor for Muni Ibrahim hono skodi ituba kono ono kakra cross of no efase fa ejiro
kempiski so na okwa yase Gary Sokin square friend no dried cassava flakes.
My brother, me so be makeke bi akere wana. Catch of the day. Ye yin so no fish na pre pata. And wildlife for kra hu sade na on be che because abo no fish there dey no. Ye grill come at the mouth. Nyoma baby, but it stages in life. O prepare bo na on bu and I'll see it. What am I hearing again is the majority to be in pain for.
Some names have come up. I mean, on the majority side.
Yeah, minority no. Minority
for now, yes, will come majority minority. I know I care.
Oh, sorry.
On the MPP
side. MPP side, NDC side.
Yeah.
And we are fair.
Yeah. On the MPP side, we've heard say Osai Chairman Sabos will be maintained as the leader of the NPP caucus in Parliament. Okay. And Alex Afenyo Markin.
But before the proceeding, Oko Mashibema, your baby independent candidates. You make a provision for that.
O chusu say oyana jo say on call any sider. O make a provision baby on betna. What in fin do kaya Samia Yabank
Nkrumah.
Yes, e call.
Hey, what would you man official pa? Wow.
O contest bi o.
And we need am agra.
Contest.
O mo dey reform bram.
O lusu ba onya vote.
Okay.
In fact, Ebiaka say Jomoro Paul Essien lost because of Samia. Okay. Samia chamber 6,000 votes.
Oh, no buy.
Oh yeah, you buy.
Okay,
buy. Yeah. Very interesting. Your contest. But time on the car say on align with any of the sites no. Or pay baby ma or no etna.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That provision
absolutely.
To 137 plus only antina baby and the.
But say where the one what two animal to say or betna with the NPP side. Inti that's
so names been
but names Afenyo Markin as deputy leader.
One fantastic young man, no.
That's Afenyo.
Yeah, right? Afenyo Markin.
Yeah, I think he's done well.
I think Ghana should look at him. There was similar people before minority now. Mijini Zoman capture. Yeah.
No, I think Afenyo has done well.
Ghana should watch that space.
If for nothing at all.
That's how minority.
NDC constituency, no. Okofa na a swing.
Yeah.
Was Okoji Mike Hammond said.
Yeah.
And it was swing. But see, we're making an MPP stronghold. For 3 elections on the row, no, we're winning. The numbers they keep increasing every election. I think he's done well for himself. And you know, deputy, and in Sawima Dwejiri MP,
I'm not done pray. Yeah.
Yes, Nidia Ba as chief whip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
in
Sawima Dwejiri.
That ranking member. Foreign affairs
of the foreign affairs.
Okay, very good.
Chair of the solid guy. Former student leader. He's done very well.
No gender balance.
No, I think I'm not on pray with 2 deputies.
Okay.
Into Bakon new omumi 2 new MPs I about.
New.
Yeah. Tolong MP no.
For a deputy Frizo's chief executive.
Habib.
Okay, Habib.
Yeah, something Habib.
Okay.
And Infanteman.
Oh, they didn't referee me. Yeah. Hayford.
Ophelia Hayford.
Yeah.
Into your Omashan and Munyam Kessia as a deputy chief.
Oh.
Yeah. And the Munyam Kessia power for the woman.
I see.
Yeah. And the Munyam Kessia power for the woman. I think it looks strong, a strong team. Sana Ombe maintain it. I think anybody in there who deserves.
But on the minority, watch out for Kujeto Ablakwa.
Yeah, I think say Obeye deputy to Haruna, it will be a solid team.
Well, their meeting is not confirmed.
Okay.
There's even a contention on who leads the NDC.
The NDC
caucus.
side.
Yeah, but to say names be about the still him they are tall party.
Hey, Haruna. Okay.
And they know
no, but
that
I think Haruna has performed very
well.
But
what goes behind the scenes? And yeah, what we see.
Okay.
The permutations and the reasons why we might not have we might not be privy to. And me sure say e dia beto stro party Haruna. E chiro kakra no ana e din fufuro bi e pie free mu.
Oh, I mean if Sebastian Omoka say Haruna nye na home. Now Okujeto Black one take you over cry. You don't have a problem. I think Okujeto is young, vibrant, dynamic. He's proving beyond reasonable doubt, sir. He's a solid legislator.
But Ocean
constituency, him said the whole Ghana. Only the biggest gap.
Okujeto.
Yes. The biggest gap, the whole Ghana. Voter unya over 85% of the valid vote.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. It tells you, and we're in the third term. And I still post these figures. I think he's done very well.
Okay, so
quite a ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee. So
distinguishing
are there
for your young men are Ukraine modern born on both sides, the NDC and the NPP. In fact, on top of my head is the NDC.
I think Sam George Sam George
Suhini, John Jinapo, Akando, you can say Okujeto Ablakwa, and Omabo Modi me feel say baby Omodu no
Isaac Adongo.
Adongo baby Omodu now no they are capable of also being part of a Ghana process.
Now even Mahama Yarega Supra would be another fantastic.
Oba MPP side and so the Kojo upon Krumens, the Anodon Press, the Afenyo Markins, Andre Japamesa, and all those guys. So they are really on. I'm happy. It's interesting again. Names being so as Bob up about the possible new administration. Who said names are up for a year ministerial appointments and the considerations. So interesting.
Last year, same time. Now, list of the best performing ministers. And I just remember, and I'm a share list. And I'm say, Osha was top 16 best performing ministers in no particular order. Top 16.
The top 16.
The other, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, Education Minister. Alan Chamantin, Trade and Industry, Joe Gatti, Railway Development, Howard Kumsin, Special Development Initiatives, Kojo Point Nkrumah Information, Kwesi Amoakwata, Roads and Highways, Dan Botwe, Regional Reorganization, Kweko Foria Siama, Transport, Ajiman Menu Health, Isaac Esiama, Youth and Sports, Mohammed Ibrahim Awal, Business Development, Peter Amewu, Energy and Petroleum, Esla Owusu Ekofol, Communications, Ignatius Bafwewa, Employment and Labor Relations, Dominic Nitiwul, Defense, and Akoto Efrie Owusu Agrek.
Okay.
In when they are top 16 best performing. And I don't think a bit change even in the year 2020. For this list.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think
in 2020.
I think there will be a Siama sports.
Yeah.
I think he's been one of the few sports ministers, if on certain recorder.
Yeah.
It means that or something unique about. 2000 or something unique about him. He's a young man. Just that Okono constituency at this time, modern bono.
And then the votes margin
and this election there, when you do the calculations and permutations, you see that the NDC as a party really went down.
Organization down there
was solid. And you can still apportion blame, but the most important thing is that
he won the seat.
Ghana. Anna, Oba the sporting world newswa and you may say factor certain key foundations to ensure say able to not necessarily football alone. He's been there. So honestly, you're born a basso for it. But 2020 it will not change. Just that most of them there could have done better.
Of course.
Could have done better.
Of course.
Could have done better and could have avoided certain controversies via a pop-up during their time. Most of them. All because now more openness to the Ghanaian public, now more room for questions. So and then for suspicion. Yes. Until Uya Sana say entro die intrato so die nim die womun po anchirimu womunu Uya menu be di kan ansa na wa babiri biada That's what I'll urge all public office holders. So Bribia Dano, because social media didn't come to poke this part of our world. And in Tratu Sony, a blackmail is another one. A Bribia Saquena Beto near Casse or ministry. Yes, more coaches is the way. As somebody Juma way. Na mufanye akodi asumesi ya no binti minister Obutuma. It is just right that you approach these matters just at the right time. Now uma ho kwan mani rem ya. Wo the journey nchirimu kraba accepting it and I is so questionable but in your effect negatively on your administration and on your party. Okay. It's very, very important.
My we on the list I boy from parliamentary leadership of the MPP side. No? I am getting some info. We say 3 p.m.
Alisa.
The National Council of the party Asia. What I'm picking up, let's say 5 names now the 2 Jano. And Shana Bako and go through.
And anyway,
I will not put that name out for now. But I'm sure Bako and go through.
No, but names are both.
Another prayer. The Tolon MP, Habib, and Infanteman,
Umano,
Ophelia Hayford, 5 names.
But this
my sources tell me, say, I'm sure
but that is very unfair. These are solid personalities that party put you forth. That's why your advocate is on the same NDC Koko side. No, almost na nipa sani binozo. In fact, then I make us a bit to say. Iraq back be money, Cletus avoka money, Chamens abozuno. Edu baby, it's all minor appreciate what they have done for Mother Ghana. And Sakwan has had the positions that such because they've suffered enough. But back to your point.
But even apart from the leadership, 5 names now. The other thing is the speaker. I can also put out on the NPP side, the list is down to 2.
The MTN also TNana.
The list is now down to 2. And see, a straight fight between the incumbent Michael Okwe and a party chairman, Freddie Blay. All other names have been dropped.
Well, but...
and you see Mike Okwe and a chairman, Freddie Blay.
So open up. Which names were considered? Open up. KK Mone, Boache Jakumone, Doche Mone, Freddie Blay, any Michael Okwe. Yeah, Papa Usuankam. Open up. Let's all... These probable things are up.
Yeah.
But at me, Eddie Abedu.
Akatu. This is Freddie Blay and the incumbent Michael Okwe.
Okay.
I'm also hearing Joe Wise will be maintained.
Oh, as first deputy speaker. Only there's a future speaker.
He will be maintained. First deputy speaker.
Anyone wants to be a future and come press or presidential ambitions be.
And he will be maintained. But that would be interesting. I mean, Michael Okwe, Freddie Blay. Omunyina former MPs that and I've read a very incisive write-up from your friend saying,
but Obi, let's take advantage of this.
MP say Ras Mubarak, and he argued say it was the next speaker from their stock. It was so a former MP.
But MPs no at your language as a chair yes you know TV. So what are still the strong points of Ira Okwe and what uniqueness and a Freddie Blaze with the
in this kind of in the right of Ras Mubarak or no the bomb Michael Okwe abasone say or a reformist into your beer or the reforms about parliament. Unim say for the first time after a private members bill let me go through about law in see that say parliamentarian a sponsor bill let me about emra. And that bill, no coincidentally, was put out by Ras Mubarak, private members bill, for the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic. A huge reformer under him, Etumi Abba, and he mentioned other very significant reforms under Michael Okwe, Etumi Abba. So we share more hardline party people now. They also see him so you'll be to me at the control, but some minority for years or more you to me shut you down where man go through, they think they need somebody like him. At this time, Osha Freddie Blay, so the thing for him, they say, why first deputy speaker? Da? You get it. In fact, he's been second deputy speaker, he's been first deputy speaker.
MPP?
Why MP? So for a long time, over the experience, he's also a lawyer, and he argued in that way. Say yes, lawyers, and when say a history, all the speakers either a lawyer or a judge. speakers in the Fourth Republic na either so a lawyer and so a judge. Inti a comma omumienu in that regard. And Freddie Blaine so no is seen as one who say or a strong guy or tnawa. But more MP Freddie Blaine thinks say obi or a national chairman or a two partisan SSA in Kabomo Muhia in the house.
That's what I'm saying. But the party people also says or the party on 2 occasions for 8 years.
Of course.
But this kind of parliament, you know, what kind of demeanor do we need from a speaker? Somebody who leads the party.
No, we need a speaker. Otimi every two sides in Abba together, because what we would see in this parliament, there will be so much acrimony, especially on the very contentious issues. Na acrimony in the bedorso. In the here speaker bia Otimi can say, wait a minute, Montana say in the air could be Amfana Embra. If we don't get that unifier now, we would rather further entrench the divisions in the house, you know, and then you be here for now. Let's see, but sometimes we say it doesn't matter how hard you are. It has a way of toning you down.
Okay, but Michelle Breno, no menzabo, and I think that we need some of these lectures.
Of course,
politics continues to be with us every blessed day. These are business minds. They are paid to do this. In terms of say more space, but there's an interesting thing we are team here.
Okay,
I'm hoping that Echna, the vote now end on Thursday.
I am for vote nearly
Thursday instead of
in the more categories now.
Yeah, so the categories
now the nominees now.
In order not to confuse us, see a future way.
Okay.
Because the way our policy is ET app no interesting instead of listening to the area of my mind.
Voting
na Thursday. By then no kwano na o mind no so hye bia say oye no watimi awie edibia kakam. Me that's it. Just ufugu no onyame shirawo na nipa de fugu mienu brewa menua emfa se esa me size ni ntino me nkomunti wa we take decision no afa eba ko new resolution emwa payo anya de emeka ho chofa be that's
o ma here kwabna sante ne yete ne kan Ekosiisen so ne M'Ahiasem FM 3 on the dot and yeah, the beginning the year right